Hello my friends, and welcome to Homestead Tessie. And today I'm going to share with you a demonstration, something you will never have seen before. Will this demonstration be really drastic? Yes, for many it would be. But I hope you stay tuned long enough to see what my message is about. As children we are born, and we are born with a very light heart. We don't have bitternesses of the world and hatred, and we don't have the thoughts of unkindness, or we were never hurt or harmed in any way. But as children we grow up, and maybe somebody said to you one day, "You're never going to amount to anything." And the hurt and the shame starts affecting you as a child. Maybe as a child somebody said to you, "You're a loser. Nobody loves you. Everyone hates you." And the hurt gets deeper in your heart. You grow up and you're a teenager. You look at all the papers and all the magazines, and somebody says, "You're ugly. Nobody's ever going to love you." And the hurt and the shame gets worse. Maybe something happened to you in your life. Maybe a loved one no longer loves you anymore, and people don't care about you anymore. People cast you aside and say, "There's something wrong with you." And your hurt gets even worse. Your heart turns ugly like you're seeing me. Your heart turns bitter and hard. You start lashing out at people because you hate people because they were mean to you. And all of a sudden, you turn into a yucky person. You're angry. You hate life. You want to lash out to everyone that you see. And you're getting worse and worse. Now you're an adult. And anybody different than you, you hate. And anyone that doesn't agree with you, you don't love. Maybe you're bitter at people, but your heart is getting hard. Maybe you're tired of people making fun of you, or you're tired of people being unkind. Maybe you were abused. Maybe you were cast aside. Maybe nobody wanted you in life. Maybe you have pain. Maybe you feel that God don't care about you anymore. Maybe you don't care anymore. And all of a sudden, you look like this. If I was to walk down the street like this, what would you say about me? You would say, "Oh my gosh, she's dirty. Look at her. She's nasty. She's horrible. Who would ever want to be around her?" But this is what your heart looks like, my friends, when you feel these hatreds and bitterness and unkindness to people. This is what you look like inside. This video is for everyone in general, even myself. When I want to lash out at somebody, when somebody hurt me. There's a lot of things that happened in my life, in my childhood, that were unfair, unkind, bitterness. It's not fair you did this to me. It's not fair you did that to me. I didn't deserve any of this. But I got harder and harder in my heart until I no longer could feel. And what good is not feeling? You'll never see a demonstration like this because you don't want to see the ugly side of what life looks like to people that show bitterness and hatred. You don't want to see what it looks like to show ugliness. And even though we may be clean on the outside, on the insides our hearts are hard. We have no love anymore. We gave up on the world. We're dying on the inside. Maybe we're dying on the outside. Maybe life handed us a really hard hand. There is no excuse for being unkind. There's no excuse for being bitter at the world. Sometimes the world and life hands us a bad hand. Sometimes in life's not fair. Sometimes life is just plain crappy. But in that crap and in that muck, we can change our hearts. We can become somebody different. We can become clean. So while we have all this hurt and all this yucky, horrible, muddy mess and muck, we can have a story to tell, a testimony to give, that I once looked like this. I once felt like this, but I became clean. As you can see, I gave up the scars of life, and the hurts, and the shame, and the sadness, and the bitterness, and the anger. And I'm as clean as can be. My heart is no longer heavy. I reach out to the sky and say, thank you for another bright and sunny day. Because I don't hold on to the muck, the crap of life that came my way. So my friend, I hope this little demonstration shows you how your heart gets when you are faced with hurt and trials and sadness and hate and bitterness and anger and resentment. I hope that you see that although we all look the same on the outside, the mud and the muck and the horror of it all, to those who do not forgive, and to those who live in hate, and to those who have bitterness in their life, that mud is there. And just as visual it was as I showed you the hurts and the horrors and the negativity of life, that muck is inside the heart. Even though on the outside you don't see it, it's still there on the inside if you haven't learned to live in love. And so my friends, I hope this demonstration makes us all think of all that our heart has gone through. And next time you hold resentment or hatred for anything in life, I hope you see me and see what I look like, because that's what your heart looks like deep inside. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hi my friends, if you liked this last video, can you do me a favor? Can you share it, or like it, or make sure you're subscribed? By sharing and liking my video, it helps get my video out into the world, and YouTube recognizes that video, and I will get more views. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.